is a beautiful day, and this is Leandra Gregory. Thank you. Welcome to my channel. And you know I got something that I know good, and I gotta tell you. Now, hey, check this out. Now, yeah, it's a lot to say, and I'm really excited, and I'm really glad to be here because it took me some time to get here and a bit of that courage. You know what I'm saying? Because you always kind of, or I would say I be in certain situations, and you know, you kind of tend to overthink things, but you know what? I've learned to let that go or figure out what is holding me back. What am I needed to do to get in that groove to keep me going? You know what I'm saying? So basically today, today is the 28th, January 28th, 2024. So Happy New Year to you. I hope that you are starting off well. If you haven't, you know, started things the way you saw them to be or planned for them to be patient with yourself. Because I tell you, if you ain't got no patience and you can't take the pressure, you got to get out. You got to get out. You got to time out. You gotta regroup. You gotta figure it out. And you know what? It took me so many times. So many times I lost count, but I know each time I got further and further. So you gotta write down things. You gotta really know what you want. And then, you know, you can't be afraid of making mistakes. Because I truly, wholeheartedly believe that if you go out there and do what you need to be doing, what you think that's right for you, I mean, it's an experience. It's lessons. There's no failure. It's only a failure when you stop doing what you really truly want to do. So, of course, I want to be the person to be able to encourage people. Now, I got to make sure that I encourage my own self. I got to find out what makes Leandra goes, because if I don't do that, how can I prepare myself to be able to give out to the world? Because my cup's half empty or half full, whichever way they go, because basically it's water in the cup. Okay? And really, it's a whole other thing about, I forgot how they say it or whatever, but it was like, the cup is half full, half empty. I'm the one who's filling the cup. So the cup is going to be full, okay? And of course it's going to get halfway because I'm going to be thirsty. Now when you're thirsty, you're going to have to get up and go get something, go quench your thirst, right? And speaking of that, let me take us some water. So, back to it. Like I said, this is a wonderful experience for you to be able to create something that'll be able to reach thousands, if millions of people. And I'm just glad to have this platform to be able to put out videos and to, you know, just see. I'm just trying to see where it goes. I finally did it. I actually, like I said, this was a deadline today. And today's January 28th. 2024, and this is the deadline for me to post a YouTube video, and I did it. Yay! I'm so excited. So many things that can happen for me because I do not give up. So whatever you have planned, whatever you have doing, whatever you got on the back burner, you need to move it up to the front. You need to, hey, cut them weeds. You need to do whatever you need to do and get it going. Now, I'm going to start those New Year's resolutions. Anyway, Happy New Year to you. Okay? But you know what? The New Year really don't start until spring. Anyway, I don't know if you're on that type of time. But you know, yeah. Back to the resolutions. Whatever you set up for yourself, take your time. Whatever you say that you're going to do, you should do it. If you don't do it, ask yourself why you're not doing it. You know, because there's something that's blocking you, but which in the end, really, just to be honest, it's yourself. Because there's some things that I had to do in order for me to move forward or to be where I'm at today. Now, in 2019 or years before that, people were telling me to create a YouTube, do a YouTube. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it. Never got around to it. Never did, because you know what? I was doing this, that, with who, them, they, us. It wasn't about me. It was about everybody else. So, as time went on, of course, everybody were. 2019 was, well, at the end of it was on the COVID or whatever, and going to 2020, in March of 2020, I had sprung my ankle and I was bedridden, or I wasn't mobile as much. And if you knew me and everything, I was always on the go, and I was there for people. You know, I was pulling up, doing this, doing that. Where you at? Here I come. I'm there. Let's go. Come on. You know what I'm saying? So when it was that time for me to have that moment of privacy, I guess it's what it was, because it really was a lot of privacy or some alone time. Now, that alone time, some people act like they can't be alone. Now, that alone time, I didn't think I was going to be alone or know that I was alone. Because most of the time, or I would say this, during that time, I really began to see who was really for me. Because I was really for everyone. No matter who it was, I was for you. I was for you. You know, and the life or the universe is filled with things that has your attention. Now, it can be distractions. Now, if you started to label it as distractions, that's because then you know that you are allowing something to distract you from what you really need to be doing. So, in that time of 2019 in March, okay, because I think you had to stay down. I was down for like 6 weeks, maybe 2 months. But anyway, time went on. Some people came to see me. Some people did. People making up excuses. But you know, I really had that solitude. I began to know who I was. Now, I thought I knew who I was. Yeah, but over time, I got to figure out, Leandra, this is really who you are. This is really what you've been doing. But in that time of me just really being by myself, I really got to see people for who they are, or things that I was doing to create reactions, you know. And I began to see what I really truly wanted to do. And I started pursuing that, and I was like, and of course, COVID was putting so much fear into people and cutting us off from family and friends and going to work and things like that. But you know, I really had to dig deep and to find that. I had to find that I can't put it into words right now, but I really had to dig deep to keep myself going, and knowing that I wasn't keeping myself going just for myself, but for other people too, because I knew things. I just started to see things differently, and I knew that I had to keep other people alive as well. And as time went on in 2020 and 21, you know, COVID was still there, but it wasn't as bad as it was in the beginning and everything. But I began to see that there was an infinite everything. There is plenty of everything. And I started to come up with this plan, and I was like, I gotta have a business. I can't be working as hard as I have been. I can't be working. I was already working from home. But like, I really started having to work from home, and I started trying to start my own business. Yes, you go check it out. My website, thereisbeauty.com, and I am a creative artist and a designer when it comes to jewelry. So yes, this is one of my pieces that I made. It's a bangle hat bracelet. Yes, and it's made with glass beads, and we got charms on it too. But yeah, I'm definitely into jewelry making, crystals, stones. So basically, just make it all make sense. I'm a natural healer, and I'm just with Mother Earth. Yeah, I gotta keep myself grounded, and I definitely have began to, well, not just began to, but during that time in 2020, 21, and leading on up to this point, I've been healing myself. And if I'm healing myself, I think the people around me also too noticing things and begin to heal themselves in their little way and everything like that. And I've seen a transformation, not only in myself, but other people as well. So just like Michael Jackson said, you got to look in that mirror and change that person. You got to change that person. Because once you change you, everything around you started to change. And it was a beautiful thing. Sometimes it was tough because I had to really see and understand the people that I was calling friends weren't my friends. I was their friend because I was beneficial. I was benefiting. They was benefiting. You know, whatever skill or talent that I had, I was helping them. They wasn't helping me, but I was blind. during that time. But you know, we grow, we evolve, and I didn't blame nobody. I didn't blame no one, because it was me. It was me. That's the thing about me, how that I could just go through life and people's like, oh my gosh, she's just like this and like that, because I took accountability. I knew what I was doing, how I done it, what I done it, and I'm not a Miss Goody Two Shoes. No. I done things that were, you know, experiences. Yeah. But you know, you have to go through life and figure out what's really for you. But again, let's go back to the topic of just basically starting my journey. And I started reading, and you know, I think when you begin to think certain thoughts and, you know, begin to attract certain people into your life, and then when you get led into a certain area, or you pick up that certain book, or you're reading that book and you read something that really resonates with you, and then your mind just goes, your mind just opens up more. You're like, whoa. So yeah, you should read. You should be reading. If you're not reading, then audiobook. I mean, if you like to listen to things and everything, I'm not gonna knock that. I just like to have the book in my hand and read it. I like to read. I like to read the book. And so I actually started, you know, like I said, during that time, I started my business also during COVID and everything. And I know that a lot of people during that time was having a hardship and losing loved ones. And peace, love, and happiness to anyone that have lost anyone during that time and everything. Peace, love, and happiness to you. And because I had lost a best friend and also my oldest sister. So, and yeah, in 2022, and I'm way better now. I've accepted it. And, you know, I just look at it as death is, you know, completion. You completed your mission and you did what you needed to have done, and it's time for you to go on, you know? So, yeah, during that time of, you know, healing and everything, and thinking things was all, you know, good and everything was the way it was supposed to be, you know, things kind of took a turn, you know, and you just have to put things in perspective, you know, and give yourself space, and, you know, talk to certain people if you need a therapist or stuff like that, or, you know, a close friend or something, you know, talk it over with somebody. But if you don't feel comfortable talking to anybody about anything, then write it down. Because I tell you, I got journals. I got journals. I can't even count. But I have journals. And that is one of my outlets to be able to express myself and to say what I need to say. You know, even writing down my affirmations, keeping myself grounded and all that. But journaling is very important in one's life when you're trying to declutter your mind, trying to get over past traumas, figuring out things, you know, just figuring out which way you need to go, you know, and also, you know, talking to yourself. I mean, that's just basically when you write it down, but verbally out loud, you know what I'm saying? But it's definitely calming after I've written 1 or 2 pages of, you know, putting my feelings out on paper and everything, and I feel so much better, you know. So maybe this is something that's something that you can do to implement in your life, is, you know, start journaling if that you know, that resonates with you or whatever. But yeah, so going through life. But anyway, so yes, I am just a lovable person. I am down to earth, and I'm looking forward to creating wonderful content and just being able to connect with different people that are aligned with me. And, you know, this is going to be a wonderful experience. It really is. And I'm really excited to even be able to do this, because it was something that I really kept putting off. And, well, I really didn't put it off. Well, it got put off because one thing one thing was more important than this, and I was still kind of figuring out how I wanted to go about it. And then, you know, being on YouTube, looking at other people's videos and going just for informational, educational purposes and things like that. And I was like, you know what, Leandria, what's up there, huh? And I was like, I can do this. I can do this. It is so many ways, endless ways that I can create content and put on YouTube. So this is my video, my #1 video. And I just hope that anything that I have said will probably, you know, encourage someone or inspire them to do whatever they've been putting off. And, you know, like I said, well, I haven't said it yet. Proper planning prevents poor performance. And sometimes you have to revise that plan, you know, because whatever you may have put down at first, it may not work for you. You may not feel comfortable doing it. It's okay. Change it. Change it. It is okay to change things. Nothing is set in stone. Nothing is set in stone until you decide to make that move, and then it is. Now, once it's set in stone, you can't take it out. You can smooth out the stone and start over. But you don't stop. You don't stop. It took me so long. I am so grateful to be here in this moment, because I used to doubt myself. I used to blame myself for things that wasn't even my fault. Other people's actions. If you're doing any of that, stop. You need to look at your circle and see who they are. And you need to adjust, realign. Yeah. So I'm just saying, this is your life. You can be whoever you want, do whatever you want, and be creative. Have fun doing it. You gotta have fun doing it. Because I'm saying, like, if you're not having fun doing something, then what are you doing? What are you doing? You know? And, so back to the story for us, you know. So, oh yeah, also, so look, also I've been, like, my locks, they're like one of my, I love my hair. I do, because my hair has also, as long as it's been growing, as long as I've been on my journey. I did my own locks. I started them off. It was very, it was a hard decision, I would say, to start my locks or whatever, because I was worried about what people were going to think of me, or if I was really going to even look, you know, the way I wanted to, how I thought I was going to look with them. And I was just so conscious of them. And one day I was just like, you know what? The pros and cons of having my locks versus all of this extra products and stuff and hair. Yeah, I just thought, I was like, it's time for me to go to locks. And it was the best thing that I could have ever done. And so, yeah, so I love my locks, and I am trying to actually find someone with vegan dye, or if there's some type of way that I can dye my hair that won't damage it and anything like that. So if you got any suggestions, like, comment, and subscribe, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, but yeah, leave a comment if you know anyone that is making vegan dye, or if there is a such thing of vegan dye, hair dye, or if there's a alternative way that is natural to dye. Because, you know, I'm trying to get into research, but, you know, if you got some suggestions, leave a comment, because you know your girl want to read it. But yeah, so I just really am grateful to be here, and grateful that you listened to me and everything. And I just hope that you have a wonderful day or wonderful night, and just continue to know that all will work itself out. You have to keep the faith. Don't be so hard on yourself. Take it easy with yourself, and know that everything is really working in your favor. And one thing that I know that I really had to get over was anger, you know, and because I believe that once you get angry, that clouds your judgment. You make decisions and things, and someone that's probably the same thing as you, or however it does. Two people angry, I mean, it's not even gonna go anywhere. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that was a little extra. But yeah, you gotta love yourself more, because you're beautiful. You're so amazing, and you deserve the best. You do. Yes, you do. So what I'm gonna do, I want you to hug yourself. Everything's gonna be all right. Everything is working in my favor. I will take one day at a time, because you can do it. I know you can. So I'm just gonna leave you with that, and continue to be positive. Later.